Hi, my name's Ellen, and I'd like to take you through the story that's led to me talking to you today. My previous life was racing boats around the world. From the age of 4, all I wanted to do was go sailing, with that goal to one day somehow sail around the world. I did that twice, once in 2000, once in 2005. And if you can imagine for a moment the world that takes you into, you think very differently. If you left tomorrow to go to sea for 3 months, you would take with you everything you would need for your survival: food, fuel, medical equipment, spares, everything. And you'd take the minimum, because that boat has to be as light as possible, because I, in the first instance and second instance, were racing and trying to break a record. And then when you leave, you manage what you have, down to the last drop of diesel and the last packet of food. You really do realise what you have is all you have. There is no more. I couldn't just stop in the Southern Ocean and buy more food or fuel. I was 2,500 miles away from the nearest town. So you realise what finite means.
It kind of dawned on me that, what's the difference between using things up on the boat and using them up in our global economy? The way the economy functions uses stuff up. But so much of the conversation was about use a little bit less, let's use a bit less energy, let's use a bit less material. Nothing added up to a system that really worked.
Our current economy is predominantly linear. We take a material out of the ground, we make something out of it, and at the end of the life of that product, the material often gets wasted. Within a circular economy, you change the system. You look at redesigning the system in a way which is restorative and regenerative. The first element is to design out waste and pollution. The second is to keep products and materials at their highest value and use at all times. And the third is to restore and regenerate natural systems.
When we design something today, we design a product to do a job. What happens to it at the end of its life? What happens to a piece of packaging at the end of its life? What happens to a garment at the end of its life? Every year we're making more and more of this stuff. But if you don't think about what happens to it at the end of its life, when you don't think about what system it returns to, then you're ultimately creating waste.
Our goal at the Foundation is to accelerate the transition to a circular economy. We set up the Foundation with that goal to make the circular economy happen. And we really see significant momentum right across the world in that space today. The circular economy is climbing up agendas, and that increasing understanding of the role that circular economy plays in the climate agenda. We see circular economy becoming more and more prevalent within the goals of businesses. Not just big business, but small companies, emerging innovators with new ideas that are bursting into the global economy today. We really do see a shift, a change in these areas where there's focus on circular economy, specifically around the systemic initiatives, plastics, textiles, food and cities, finance. This discussion is fully mobilised and it's turning into tangible outcomes. And now, perhaps the greatest challenge of all, we need to scale this. At the Foundation, we are changing gears. We're upping the game. This is now no longer a mobilisation phase. This is about expanding. It's about adoption at scale. It's about sparking the circular economy in the imagination of learners, designers, business people all over the world to truly take this to the next level. This is about spreading an idea, not just the fact that we need to redesign the economy a little bit, not just the fact that we need to recycle more materials, but the circular economy is a complete redesign of our economic system. And we see businesses, we see governments, we see learners all over the world captured by the imagination of this idea of a restorative, regenerative economy, of an economy that's all about innovation, creativity, rethinking that model and really making it work in the long term. Now we have a long way to go in increasing the understanding of the depths of circular economy and its basic principle of linear to circular. It's simple, but we all know there's a lot more to it than that. We're looking to get to hundreds of millions of young people as they move forward with their careers, so there, in their work, on the design brief, is the circular economy and an understanding of what that really means. This is not about just talking about renewable energy, but renewable materials. How can we build that regenerative, restorative system, that economic model that really can work forever? And this is not just about us. We're pushing as hard as we can. It's about you. It's about collectively the economy shifting from being extractive and consumptive to one which is restorative and regenerative. This is the future, and we need your help to make it happen. Thank you.